lock it in. We are getting Kana's Aurelia in this game.
Well, the Aurelia is going to be so fun to watch in this composition, and it will be able to side lane extremely well. It can be oppressive even for NONGSHIM in the later parts of the game. The Gnar isn't going to be as consistent of an engage tool. Aurelia, as long as she doesn't fall too far behind.
He has done some really fun stuff on this champion in the past, and I think he can do it once again. Got a lot of work done in game number 2, but didn't end up being all about him at the end of the day. NONGSHIM have proven now that they have the ability with this roster to defeat T1. I think that's going to be a big mental edge for them in terms of themselves, right? I don't think that T1 will go and get a negative mental edge from this or anything like that. They're fine.
There is a certain Jenga-esque mentality that comes along with a long win streak, though, like a 9-0, where you do wonder, you know, even if you play perfectly, if you do play your best almost, nobody can play perfectly, not in a game like League of Legends, that you wonder when the blocks will fall. Like, when will you actually crack in a series when it's... Right now, you know, we've crested 11 p.m. at night. It's very late here in Korea. The last game was a bit of a marathon. First game was also quite long. Interesting stat that Jisun pulled out for us, too, in the break was that least kills in this season's history in the first game, 0 and 8, so 8 total. And then in game 2, we had the most of the season, 28 and 20, making 48 kills, which is the most we ever had. So this series has had quite a large range so far.
A difference of 40 kills. Most LCK games don't have
season. Hold that thought. We have a bit of an engage.
A little bit. Guma is going to have to cleanse here, but he has Yuumi, so he's just going to lose that one summoner, but he should be fine.
Fairly low cooldown. But the idea of an 18-0 season is so unfathomable, even for T1, who looks so dominant this season, that it's like I don't even want to consider it until we're at 17-0. Then we could talk about, like, it was
not the lowest ever, though. In 2018 spring, we had 3 kills in a game. And it ended. I actually remember that game. I'll have to hold that thought as Dread is here. Looking for the gank. Kana did take a lot of damage, but the stun comes in with the flash, and that is as easy as you would like. Kana scoops up first blood.
This is why you have to play for counter gank in this early game. Killed as first blood is going to be able to, when he has his Mega Gnar, put some pressure on in the lane, took Demolish. He's looking for some extra plate damage here as FAKER will roam up to the top side, but won't find anything here. As, I do think that the way these comps clash later on is going to be a product of 2 things, right? A, the game state at the time, you know, and whether or not NONGSHIM gets ahead, especially this Aurelia who's already got an early kill, and how much side lane pressure you can put on, but also how well T1 managed these fights around Zeus' Narbar. It's important to note, too, for those who are not T1 fans, which is, you know, a small number of you, I'd say, at this point, watching this game, that Zeus' iconic champion was his Gnar, and the one he started his career on was the Gnar. As BDD will have to return.
Yeah, nice portal jump, but it's not enough as, oh, it might be the flash forward, though, from FAKER is enough. He picks up that last auto, very cleanly done.
This is just one of those nights where, you know, you want to bring back the hashtag things FAKER does. The ways he's played his long rotation up from the bot duo here on the side of NONGSHIM. Now, if T1 can slow this down, Gumusi may be able to get some plates here on the bottom side. So notice how Ghost and Effort are trying to read the situation, decide, okay, we're going to back down here, stop those plates from going down. So NONGSHIM will get away with this, I think mostly in part due to the fact that they had the better setup here. They know that at this stage of the game, without Narbar necessarily for Zeus, as he does complete it now, Kana is so strong with that first kill. You just don't want to fight this. His Vanguard's Edge is going to be super powerful around zone control. And with the setup that NONGSHIM already had, T1 are not willing to take this, but because Ghost and Effort realized this so early, also no plates going over to Gumusi just yet.
Yeah, it was really great map movement, of course, as they're trying to lock down Owner on the Lee Sin. Not an easy thing to do. Still flash available here, but Effort rather is just following him all the way down. The flash is here, but Effort's over the wall, and that will be enough. Another fantastic catch as they find him in the jungle. Owner trying to take a little bit more than perhaps he should have.
This was such a good read from Effort, and also, like, Effort knows, oh, hold that thought, we're not done yet. Faker is roaming deep.
Oh, the exhaust too, but he has flash. Can they get the damage down through the exhaust? They're trying to get everything, and it will be enough. Faker is able to help Gumayusi pick up a kill on the bottom side.
Oh, this is just such a great game of League of Legends already, Valdez.
Looking to take the second one, absolutely. And even before that, considering a bit of a dive down on the bottom side, there it is. The cleanse comes through. Is the damage there? Dread not quite going to land it. They're just trying to poke out Guma as they know a rotation is coming down.
Yeah. Guma is able to survive here with the Yuumi. Now they're trying to turn this around. BDD will be able to get out of here safely. And NONGSHIM, Red Force have complete control over this Drake as it spawns here at 1140. Be so careful about trading this out as Zayas playing around that Narbar.
Oh, they're getting on top of Ghost, and he doesn't have his flash this time. The kick isn't up with the red buff, and Owner is going to lock down the NONGSHIM 80 carry.
Now, with that kill here, you have so much power as T1 to try to turn this around and prevent the Drake take. Now the Rift Herald does crash through. So Owner don't want to bite off more than you could chew here against these very tanky members, but he can ward them away and give enough time for Gumayusi to clear that wave and then come over to Drake. So T1 should be able to turn this into a 1-for-1 Drake game here, and we'll find out momentarily what the soul will be, because we've already, you know, sussed out it's not going to be the Hex Tech. If it's Infernal, that would be massive for both of these comps, and it is. It's just that kind of best of three, Valdez.
It really is. I mean, got it.
Meanwhile,
okay, Owner's here. And Keria he's doing the Yuumi thing very early on as they're trying to get on top of the Aurelia. They just CC her 100-0. She gets one Blade Rush, and that's it. Dread is here. He's like, uh-oh, I might be in danger myself. T1 very proactive on their roams, and I think that this Yuumi is allowing a lot of it as another catch is going to happen here onto Effort. He does not have his flash, and the damage is there as Owner joins up once again. Dread is going to go in on this one, but they have the exhaust again. They're going to get Keria as he bops off of Owner, actually, and Owner gets extremely low, but he is going to get that execute as BDD trying to get that last auto. He will be able to get it. And now the choppers come down here through the sleep as well. Flash available for BDD as he's looking for more, but he can't quite land it. The flash that was stolen is used here, but he's not quite able to take anyone else down.
Zayas is out of lane. Kana's up here on the top side of the map, isn't going to be able to push any further, but he's out of lane, and T1 is just so reminiscent to that exchange we saw from them last game on the bottom side, where they stayed, they kept pushing, they got greedy, they wanted more and more kills, give me more money, and then they get punished for it. NONGSHIM actually getting a little bit of control from this in the top side of the map here in the mid lane as well. Pick, as in live, we got to switch back to that because we're having a potential another pick going down there. I'll let you play-by-play the PIP.
It's okay. Oh, no, it's not okay. We are just banging them into the wall. Down they almost all go as the Yuumi here. Keria's trying to take down Ghost. She's going to hop forward in the last little bit of the final chapter. Is going to take down the Jinx. T1 came to smash here in game number 3.
T1 is now taking such a fantastic lead. Zayas not done yet. Looking for the pick on the Dread.
Oh, man. Yep, Dread's going to get caught out here as the damage is there, though, from BDD from long range. Dread's found a couple of fights like that, actually. He's really trying to keep this close, but not sure how well that's going to go.
T1 have to be so careful about overextending like this. It's, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back a little bit in some of these exchanges when they do overextend like this, but they're still able to turn this into a net positive. They still are starting to increase that gold lead, now up to 1,500 here. Faker once again. Not going to be able to turn this into anything, but they wanted to so badly so they could actually go for Rift. Herald. That's okay. It's all right.
Wolf, you'll get to speak eventually in this one. I'm not sure when that will be. Maybe at the end of the game. The way this one is going.
So T1 now 30 seconds away from this Drake. Have to face this Rift Herald that Dread is holding right now, and so they can use that on the top side of the map to pull T1 apart. So T1 will have to deal with all of this added pressure at the same time as NONGSHIM want to be taking this Drake to actually get the Drake lead on the first part of this Infernal. Dread's just waiting here to catch LeBlanc or anyone who's coming up, the Gnar as well. Faker doesn't know about this.
Oh, and he distorts forward. And
he has flash.
Yep, looks like they're not going to go for it. Dread's already out of here. As probably saw the Lee Sin and the Yuumi also making their way up here. Dread gonna show now. Just gonna say, okay, get away.
The Drake is like, notice me, teams, like I'm up. And both teams focused on the top side here, and the Rift Herald drop more than they are on the Drake. But T1 have complete prio here. They stopped the Rift Herald drop with Faker's rotation up there. A lot of respect shown by NONGSHIM. And now they're going to have the first rotation over the fast track to that Infernal Drake, and will be taking theirs for free. And unfortunately for NONGSHIM, there's not a cross map to play here with this Herald. It's too far. The lane is too long to look for an inner turret. They didn't have enough mid prio here to drop it to secure that Wolf turret for the Zoe. And so T1 kind of get a free objective here. They played this so much better in terms of that top side control.
Yeah, really nicely done. I think their lead is helping out a bit there as well.
He's the one who has the 1,800 gold lead, so it's all about him. That's why they tried to pick him. That's why he's going to be target number one in a lot of these fights. Cannot be caught by a troll bubble because all this money is on him. And Faker, you know, is the second carry here. He's 1-0 and 5. And is looking to... I just have to hold my breath on this. Who knows?
You don't get to
quiet for a second.
No, I mean... I feel like it's admirable that they go for that play, especially when it's so close to Gumayusi getting both summoners up. If I were them, I would be like, okay, let's just wait until Guma has summoners because, I mean, it's really important.
Kana overextending.
That's going to be the kick. Let's see what Kana can do. He's trying to line up a stun. He's not able to avoid much damage, though, as he gets rocked into the wall.
I feel like there's something to be said about how T1 has played all three games. So this one is obviously the most explosive, and some trades back and forth. We had the first blood on the Aurelia, etc. But there's something really to be said of the speed at which T1 is playing against NONGSHIM, almost as if they're trying to not give NONGSHIM time to think, not give them time to macro, not give them time to coordinate what they want to do next, because T1 is just fighting nonstop. They're looking for the aggression, right? Most kills this season in Game 2. If you play like that, it's hard to make good macro plays if you're NONGSHIM. They shut down the Herald. And T1 are just going to turn this into more mid-control. As NONGSHIM here, what do you do cross-map? The top turret's down. You don't have any objectives to take Barons up, but you don't have the damage to take it. We just love the lightning speed at which T1 play around the fact that NONGSHIM aren't quite the coordinated team. This is basically the same team that T1 played with last year, plus a trainee they used several times last year versus a completely retooled NONGSHIM. They had to play all those games without this roster because of the COVID situation, and T1 are just not giving this team time to make the smart moves as Dread is exhausted.
This is just an intense amount of pick, right? Like, you've got a LeBlanc with a Yuumi on its back with exhaust, and Dread is like, whatever, I'm Xinjiao. I'm just one champion, I'm good against four. He's gonna get away with half his health. He'll be totally fine, but...
Already have the fast track on what will be sole point here if they take this third Drake.
You see, they're setting up really nicely with the vision. They don't have deep vision, so it's not going to be like Zeus is going for any flank kind of plays. He's just trying to build up his Narbar as much as possible before we do get into this one, as Dread is trying to face check here. Somebody's got to do it, but somebody is going to eat an insane amount of damage right now, especially with Fed Faker. I mean, he almost has his... No, he has his Void Staff completed. I mean, he is just... insanely fed, and he's not the only one.
2-0 and 5 on this pick with the Void Staff. 9 stacks of Dark Seal here now. Soul point for Infernal Soul. And NONGSHIM, there's not a play you can make really here without vision. Unfortunately, your trading even is not trading up, because if you're not getting vision, your Zoe pick is worthless. You know, 1-1 and 2, excuse me, here on the Zoe is BDD. And he's going to do a lot of damage when he hits those picks, or rather hits those paddle stars, but if you can't see where to land them, how do you aim? How do you play the game? You just don't. Now you've lost your inner mid turret, so lane is really long for BDD to play around, and there's no options. I mean, as NONGSHIM right now, you just have to sit back and wait for this next fight, hope that you can group up as 5, and play around the fact that Gnar isn't that great at is to try to... This is so scary. I think NONGSHIM's best bet is to group as 5, fight around vision for Baron so that T1 can't take it, and then try to, while side laning with Kana. And every time they try to look for a pick onto Kana, you just back out, you leave, play a safe side lane, don't push for like inner turret pressure, but just side lane a little bit, and then you have to group up as 5 faster than T1, and you may lose a turret for it, but you have to group up faster, you have to be on the Infernal Soul, and that's power to T1, right? You're still going to trade down as NONGSHIM, but I think that's your one hope, is that T1 will still fight you as Dread.
Oh man, you're just not getting away from this. He has flash and he's not even gonna use it because he knows he's alone and he's caught. It's LeBlanc and Yuumi. We've seen this so many times before as over the wall, here comes Guhiusi of all people to help Kank against Kana. Kana's trying to get something done, but he gets stunned right at the end. Down he will go as well.
He's 1-4 now. He hasn't been able to side lane past the midway point. This time it wasn't even at the midway point. You know, I said side lane here, you know, maybe they get a pick on two sides of the map at the same time. Never a net negative. As I say with T1, they get one on the top side, they get one on the bottom side. They're making a cross-map play work twice for them, as now they can start the Baron without this Aurelia, without a jungler to contest.
Yeah, this isn't a flip. We've seen Leonas and stuff steal before, but not this time. This is going to be the smite that comes in from Owner. Again, it's so hard to get away from them. Just has to use his flash. That's one of the summers you really wish you could have back. Leona's flash. So not gonna happen.
Now that this is all said and done, T1 back, they're resetting for the Baron. I think what you have to do is NONGSHIM, like I said before, is actually group up right now. You know, in live we can't see what they're doing, but when we come back, I'd like to see them group up around this and actually clear vision with control wards and hope for a setup here. As Kana, I mean, there's nothing he can do here. He's just so far behind. This is what I was talking about with Aurelia. She falls behind, then she can't side lane in this case, and that is exactly what happened. NONGSHIM are going to do as I suggested, group up here early. This means T1 might just forgo the fight and look for some turret gold on the top side of the map, but they're so fast.
They gotta catch someone. That someone is attempting to be Zeus.
He can turn.
Yeah. You can see though, like that's the level of desperation right now. They have to just get anyone.
No.
Oh no!
Oh no! The stopwatch burn for Kana. The pressure is real.
That just ain't it right now.
T1 are just looking to fight this now. No stopwatch on the Aurelia.
They're looking for this Infernal Soul. What is going to be the case? The chopper's over the side, and it's Sinjo who gets the dragon. But at the same time, they're looking for more RT1. They want to get these kills. Owner has stasis for days as they have corralled everybody on the side of NONGSHIM. Yes, you lose the Drake, but you kill everybody, so what does it matter? As T1 looks like they may have done it here.
I think they've just broken the mental of NONGSHIM. Their early game was fine. We had the first blood for Kana, but once we hit 15 minutes, FAKER was just running around the map with a Yuumi on his back, terrorizing the Rift, killing people left and right.
So scary.
17 kills to 5 here is by far of the three the most dominant win for either team, and T1 will not be defeated tonight. They will take their 10-0.
Well, efforts, yeah. Nice try, I suppose. Nice effort, if you will. As Kana, maybe he'll get it. Maybe he'll get it done. Or will T1 pad their stats? That is going to be what actually happens. T1, they are going home with the victory tonight, regardless of what NONGSHIM wants to happen. And they're going to take some extra points on top of it as well. GG, the Nexus goes down. T1 will take the 2-1 victory tonight.
T1 have shown us the late game scaling, you know, that they could